Hey, this is Double R. I wanted to tell you that Anchor by Spotify is a great and easy way to make a podcast with everything you need and all in one place. Anchor has the tools to allow you to record, edit your podcast straight from your phone or your computer. When hosting with Anchor, you can distribute your podcast to all listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Best of all, it's totally free. So go down the Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started. This is the Let's Roll Podcast with your host, Double R. Hey guys, what's up? It's your host that rolls the most, Double R, and welcome back to the Let's Roll Podcast. Today I'm going to talk about, the name of the episode is I'm Not Doing It Anymore. And what I want to discuss is why people will say when they get mad about something or in protest, if you want to call it that, why they say they're not going to do it. And how almost all the time it's a bunch of BS bullshit. We're going to talk about that and much more right after this.
This is Sammy Haney. I play Esperanza on Racing Dion. Watch Season 2 February 1st on Netflix. And get ready for my upcoming interview right here on the Let's Roll Podcast with Double R.
All right, let's talk about people getting mad, frustrated, upset, and then if they don't agree with something or they're not getting their way or whatever that might be, they'll say stuff like, I'm not going to watch football anymore. I'm not going to watch basketball anymore. I'm not going to shop at this store anymore. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And I find it funny and frustrating and sometimes even dumb, depending on the situation and why they're saying it, you know. I've touched on this in another episode about, and it was during the cancel culture episode, where I talk about how we cancel celebrities and entertainers and stuff based on the scandals or something they said or something they did or, so on. And for the most part, there's nothing I've really gotten so mad that I'm just like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm done. I don't care. And one of the examples, and I might have said this in an episode before, I'm not totally sure, don't remember, but I worked at Walmart one time, and I worked in customer service, and a lady came up, or it was either a lady or a man, or maybe both. Anyway, they came up and they wanted to return something. And I checked it out and basically realized I could return it, but I couldn't return it that day. And I will get into the detail why, because it was the fact that the manager or assistant manager that was on duty that day, that was over our area in customer service, was more like to the rule, to the letter of the law, followed every procedure. And I knew, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? There are some people that will take a law and take it literally, like it's like there's no ands, and, or buts. But I have always looked at laws, regulations, procedures, blah, 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 what say you, as in, yes, they need to be in the book, and yes, they need to be followed, but they don't always have to be enforced. You can base your decision on enforcing a law or a rule or a procedure based on the situation. Now, is that the right way of looking at it? No. That's the way I look at it, because I can look at every situation and go, yeah, I probably should tell this person, no, I should follow the procedure or the rule of the law. Like, I should uphold that. Or there's some cases that I could look at and go, I can give them a break on this one. I don't have to follow the law or the rule or the procedure. So that's what I'm getting at. In this particular case, I knew the manager or the assistant manager at the time was not going to be willing to make the customer happy. So what I proceeded to tell the customer is, said, look, I would be more than happy to take your, do the return for you and, send you on your way. But I cannot today. If you come back tomorrow, and I will be here, even gave them a time that they could come back, around the time they could come back, that I would be there, I would more than happy take care of it. But I can't today. Well, they started to get a little mad, and I tried to explain, hey, look, the manager that's here is not going to, be willing to do it, but the manager tomorrow, well, there'll be no problem. I was kind of saying that under my breath, because I don't, like with anything, if you're kind of bending the rule or, not enforcing the rule to the degree, then you don't want everybody to know that. So I'm trying to tell this and be discreet as I possibly can and be as nice as possibly can. Say, look, if I pick up this phone and call the manager that's here today, you're not getting the return. But if you come back tomorrow, I can get you the return all day, every day. I mean, not every day, but you know what I'm getting at. Well, they got so mad. And I can't tell you how many people in customer service said that when they say this phrase, when they don't get their way or don't get their products returned or whatever they're upset about. I am never going to shop here at Walmart again. And I looked at them, and inside my head I go, see you next week. Because I knew they were coming back. Like in that example, you're not going to not shop at Walmart, right? As many people that complain about Walmart, complain about different things, complain about the lack of cashiers, complain about, that we have self-checkout and, all this stuff. They complain about all, they still go and shop there. And now more and more people are really not shopping there, they're shopping online. So, I just I kind of laugh at every time somebody says, I'm not going to do A because of B. I'm not going to go, I hate to bring it up, but all the protesting on the kneeling and everything with the NFL was, well, I'm not going to support the NFL because they're supporting they're not doing anything about the players that are protesting and blah, blah, blah. And that's a whole nother subject that I've already touched on in another episode. But basically my point being is that you're not going to watch something that you have enjoyed all your life and probably would still enjoy because of one situation that you really have no control over other than to take away your joy. And then you're going to blame it on, they took my joy away. No, you took your joy away. You decided to make the decision not to watch NFL or basketball or whatever it was. You took that joy away. They didn't do it. You didn't like their decisions. You didn't like where they were going, and you have just as much right to say, hey, I don't like the way you're going. I don't like the decision you're making. I don't like any of that. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it. And that's fine. And that's what each business and organization takes a chance on when they do things that some, if not all, of their viewers or fans are not going to like. But it's a very, 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 very small that will not only stop, that would stick with it. So one thing I touched on my cancel culture was that could I separate what the individual did in their personal life from the artist or the performer they are? And the answer is yes. And this is the only reason I would continue watching their movies. I would continue watching their TV shows. I would continue listening to their movies or their specials or whatever they do in an entertainment or professional life. I would do, with the exception of this. As long as I could continue to do all of that without spending money on it, and I know that's kind of a gray area or an iffy thing to say, because in order to listen to R. Kelly's music, I pay for Spotify. Well, R. Kelly gets money for that. In order to watch Bill Cosby specials, I have to, or his TV shows, I have to pay whatever service I'm paying for, or cable, or whatever, and so on. I don't have a problem doing that. I have a problem with actually going to a concert, like paying tickets and going to a concert to see him perform. I have a problem with going and buying a physical media of whatever. I don't have a problem with the other two, and the only reason I don't have a problem with it is that, especially like in Bill Cosby case, I love the Bill Cosby Show. I think that was one of the greatest TV shows of all time. There was a lot of lessons to be learned on that show, but there was a lot of people behind that put on that show. That wasn't just Bill Cosby. That there was other actors and stagehands and directors and editors and so on that all make money off of that show. And in order for me, or if I say I'm not watching that show, I'm not buying that show, I'm not doing this, not doing that, I'm done with Bill Cosby. I am also hurting the people that were also on that show. So when you go and cancel his TV show off the networks and syndications and everything, you're not just hurting him, you're hurting everybody else behind him. So there's ways to hurt the individual without hurting the other people. And that's what I'm trying to get at. So in some ways, I would still support the entertainment, the movies, the CDs, blah, blah, blah. There's ways I would do that, but there's other ways that I won't support Bill Cosby or R. Kelly or whoever, right? So in that aspect, I'm okay with saying I'm not doing that anymore. But it still won't stop me to enjoying what they have already put out, what is already out there. If an R. Kelly song came on, I wouldn't turn it off. Okay? I wouldn't say, oh, R. Kelly's on, turn that off. No, man. If it's a song I like, I'm gonna jam it. That's part of the love of music for me. If Bill Cosby show happened to come on showed up on Netflix or even, TV or whatever, I'd check it out because I like those shows. So I am not one of these people that's just going to do away and stop doing whatever, doing stuff because I disagree with it or, so I just find it funny. I find it funny when people will say, oh, I'm never gonna eat McDonald's again because of whatever. Yeah, you are. You're gonna go eat McDonald's. You're gonna go do your things that you enjoy doing, no matter how much you want to support or feel like you're doing your part in whatever it is that you're protesting or whatever. I just find it funny, and I just don't get it sometimes. It's funny. When we come back, I'm going to talk about some other things that are in coordination of this, about people not wanting to support things or they're not liking it or whatever. So we'll be right back. I was talking about how people want to, in protest or in not liking the outcome or whatever of different things, how they just want to stop. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not stopping here anymore. One of the things that I watch, and I kind of watch it now, I used to watch it religiously, and is the WWE. For people that don't know what that is, that's the World Wrestling Entertainment, formerly known as WWF, World Wrestling Federation. And for the last 3 years, well, this will be going on the third year, but ever since the pandemic, and even before that, WWE has started to release wrestlers, performers, or superstars, as they would say. And I haven't heard anybody really say, well, we're not going to watch WWE anymore. I mean, I might have seen a couple of tweets here and there, but I stopped watching it on a routine basis. probably 6 years ago. I still catch what would be considered pay-per-views here and there. I do have the Peacock network, so I get all of WWE stuff, whatever I want to watch it. But I don't watch any old stuff from them. Part of the reason watching old stuff just makes me sad that the new stuff is not anywhere close to that. I'm a fan of wrestling, and I do watch different wrestling shows, or I don't want to say I watch them. I look at highlights and review shows and wrestling YouTube channels. I talk about it, and I keep up with that way. If they make a big deal out of a match or something, I'll figure out a way to go watch that match. But for the most part, I don't watch from start to finish any shows. But I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it because I'm in protest. I mean, I guess in a way I am, because I'm like, it ain't worth watching. You're not putting out anything that I want to watch, from start to finish. You have segments that are good. You have matches that are good, but the overall product is not good. So I have no desire to invest my time into watching it. There's a lot of rumors going around that WWE wants to sell. Vince McMahon wants to sell it, which I find kind of surprising. But a billionaire just wants to be more of a billionaire or trillionaire. My attitude towards that is, how much money can you really have, and how much money are you able to spend? So, but there's rumors going on. But my point being is that I haven't got to the point where I ain't watching this no more because I hate it. I don't like it. I kind of curious to see what happens and where it goes, but they haven't made me mad enough to just totally quit keeping up with it. In a sense, I totally quit watching it. There's other promotions out there. The most recent one is AEW, and I don't really watch their stuff start from finish. One, I don't have cable, so that's one reason why I'm not watching a lot of these things, because I just don't have a way to watch it. I have to catch it up on the highlights. But even when I see on highlights, it's like, I'm not digging it. It's not, AEW is another one. They have good matches. They have good segments, but their consistency and their storytelling and all that is just not there either. But I have never come across anything that I would sit here and say that I didn't like something, so I decided, I'm not doing it anymore, or I'm not coming here anymore, or anything like that. It's just a kind of a funny thought that, when you hear somebody say that, and you just kind of look at them and like, yeah, okay. Like, so it'd be like buying a Kiss album, and you bought Kiss albums, collect albums, blah, 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 and you get to the most latest album, and it's just garbage, and you decide, I'm not listening to them anymore. They're putting out garbage now. I don't want to, it's just, whatever the reasoning is, to me, is kind of dumb. Like, most of the time, it's just dumb. It's a dumb reason to do it, and it makes no sense whatsoever. So, with that being said, let me know. Send me some feedback on this episode. Tell me what you've come across as far as a bad experience somewhere, or an entertainer, or anything. Just give me an example of what has made you stop doing something. Like, you just got fed up and like, yep, I'm not coming here anymore. I've even gone to restaurants and had bad experiences, but I've still gone back to that restaurant. Or if it's a chain, I've still gone back to the chain. Maybe not the location, but still gone back to the chain. So, it would take a lot for me for me to just say, no, I'm not doing this anymore. You know. But, this was just an episode because I had this thought a long time ago for this episode, and I just thought it was just kind of, it was funny to me. It was just funny to again, I can only go back to the Walmart thing to say, that person got so mad that one experience, they're going to make a statement that they're not coming back to Walmart. They're not shopping here ever again, which I know good and well. Yes, you are. Most people, I mean, it's just got to be, I mean, I don't know what would have to happen for someone to just totally go, nope, I'm done. Like how bad would have to get. But on a situation where you're trying to return something and I'm not willing to do it that day, but I'm telling you I'll do it tomorrow, no problem. I mean, even explain all the situation to you, and you still are mad and you're still frustrated. So you decide you ain't coming back ever, you're not shopping here ever again, blah, blah, blah. All right, that's on you, but I'll see you next week. With that being said, I'll see y'all next episode. And always until next time, let's roll. Hey guys, Double R here. And make sure you check us out on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and our merch store. Follow us on all of our social media.